What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're going to be playing Morigesh Midlane. So I bet you're wondering what's going on with the intro. Well, I had an external hard drive crash and I lost everything. I lost all my recordings that I've recently done. I lost the video that I actually started working on last night. I completely lost everything. And unfortunately, I had all my YouTube stuff on that external hard drive. I didn't really save anything on my computer just because whenever I first started recording, I filled up my, terabyte hard drive in no time at all. And so I went, I gotta go buy this external hard drive just because, I don't want to constantly fill up my computer and then, erase and fill it up. And I'd rather just do all that on something else that, hey, if it does crash, it's not really messing up my computer. And so I guess that was a good call in a way, but I mean, I bought this, it's a pretty nice external hard drive. I guess I just might have got a bad one out of the box, but it's only about a month and a half old, and I've already had, a crash with it where I lost everything. But I still wanted to continue to bring out, daily videos because I know that a lot of people really like seeing these daily videos, and that's really one way that I'm hoping to grow my channel, is just to be consistent. So this is not going to be my traditional tutorial or in-depth guides on things to do. It's kind of just going to be more of a gameplay video. Let me know what you think. Let me know what y'all think about that new intro too. I don't like how the music syncs up to it, but I spent so much time working on it last night. And then I realized, I don't have any sound effects. I don't have anything like that. So I went and found some kind of piratey music, cut it to 10 seconds, threw it on there, and I'm going, oh man, I hope this is good enough. But I don't really like how the music syncs up, or there needs to be something more. I was thinking maybe some lava noises or something like that. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all can think of an idea to just make it sound a little better, definitely let me know, because I am going to have to either somehow splice one of my older videos, which, like I said, I've lost all my videos, so maybe download it off of YouTube. I don't know how that works. I'm just a guy that kind of started making YouTube videos. I don't know I'm not super into animation and things like that. So that little 10-second clip that would probably take most people 30 minutes. That took me 4 or 5 hours. So, but yeah, definitely let me know what y'all think about that, if I need to change anything. Well, let's get into this gameplay. Morigesh is slowly becoming one of my favorite mid lane heroes. Of course, I really enjoy playing Countess mid lane, and Morigesh is kind of just a ranged version of Countess, capable of that massive amount of damage, but she's really that sort of assassin type hero, although they don't identify her as one. But I just really enjoy being able to do that significant amount of burst damage, kind of get in, do my stuff, get out, and that's really the playstyle I feel comfortable with in this mid lane. Especially since we've kind of seen a change in the meta from it was all about farming and staying slower. It almost seems now it's more about how fast you can be aggressive. We see full team rotations at 30 seconds into the match now, and before you didn't really see a whole lot of those early game lane ganks, unless you were playing in, the super high end or competitive. You didn't really see those type of actions, and now you see them more. You see heroes like Wukong that just do massive amounts of damage and push lanes. You have Revenant, which he's capable of outputting so much damage early game that he can just push lanes faster than really anybody at the beginning of the game. And, you know, he's an ADC. And you've got heroes like FaZe that just allow carries to tower dive at level 1. So we've kind of seen a big change from that slower, hey, let's get our farm in at, you know, 10 minutes we can be aggressive and go for team kills. Now we kind of see, hey, everybody try to kill everybody as quickly as you can and let's just snowball. In this match, I'm mid lane here with Gideon, and I really like going against Gideon as Morigesh because I am going to absolutely destroy him. I can bully him like crazy. Gideon does have one of the best escapes in the game, but all of his abilities are very hard to hit. And with the new Gideon pull, if you have not truly experienced a Gideon pull, heroes that do not have some sort of escape cannot get out of it. So a hero like another Gideon could teleport out of it, but a hero like Murdoch or something along those lines could not actually run out of that. The pull is very, very strong now. And as Morigesh, you do have your O ability that will pull you out of his ultimate, which I actually do here in a couple of minutes. And this really allows me to play a lot more aggressive with him because I'm not scared of his ultimate. Now, another thing is Gideon's poke or his rock is a skill shot. And the problem with it being a skill shot with such a small area is he can spend all that mana on doing a ton of damage to, you know, a wave of minions, or he can risk not hitting me with it. And so you might get a Gideon that will throw a rock at you to poke you a little bit, but typically they're probably going to save that for a minion wave, especially if you are just constantly moving, staying, you know, really active in your lane, running close to the minions, backing up, you know, kind of rotating around, just being very chaotic to where he can't say, oh, I'm going to predict this is where they're going to stand or something along those lines. I typically stand still in that early game because I want to make sure I get my farm, but once Gideon hits level 3 or 6 or 5, or, you know, once he gets a little higher up there, that rock's going to hurt a lot more. So you definitely want to stay on your toes. But at that level 1, the rock's only going to hit for, I want to say, 100 damage. So you don't have near as much to worry about at that point. If you see here, Gideon uses his ultimate. I'm able to use my circle, back out of there. I get out of there and ult him for that kill. I probably could have ran around, not wasted my ultimate to get that kill, but I kind of see it as, hey, let's not risk myself for it. I might have had to run further into their jungle. He might have been able to actually get away from me. I'd rather just kill him now and go about my business than wait around for a little bit hoping that something happens. Now we actually come into this jungle and the green buff's up, but I'm not gonna get the green buff. I'm not even gonna try to get the green buff. I want to say later in this match I actually do try to get it, but I am a caster, so I don't do barely any damage, and since I only have my mark is a lock on, I can't even use that on minions. So all I have is my hive and my circle, and I don't want to just burn through mana to really just slightly increase kills. If I have time to sit there and really ding it with a bunch of basic attacks, I'll do it. But going for a green buff as a caster is never a good idea anyways, especially if you have a jungler there to pick it up for you. Now, I have been an absolute pain in this match so far. We've had some really good rotations, and the enemy team, I know, they're just grinding their teeth wanting to kill me. That mid lane position is just so annoying for everybody, and if I'm able to keep a lot of pressure up in the mid lane, as well as get a handful of kills, you know, they typically want to kill me. Now, they come in for a pretty decent rotation here in mid lane. I'm able to get into my tower, but my full team's, or most of my team's here. Now, I did mark Chimera in that jungle, you know, probably 30 seconds ago. I'm not sure if you remember when we got into that engagement. And I just held on to that mark, so once he got to low health, I was able to ultimate him and get him down. Now, that is one big thing about Morigesh, which I don't know exactly how I feel about having that unlimited timed ultimate like that. I would definitely like to see something more like Shimby, where you've got so many seconds to get that ult off, instead of, hey, I can wait until they go into the jungle, take a bunch of damage from a jungle camp, and then ult them and kill them. I would really like to see that, you know, maybe not, 10 seconds like Shimby, maybe it could be a little bit longer than that, maybe 15, but I would definitely like to see some kind of time limit put on that, just because I feel that is a real unfair advantage just right there. You know, it was almost 30 seconds since I marked him. He probably completely forgot he was marked, which I don't know if you would say, hey, that's a great play on my part or a bad play on his part. I'm not exactly sure how you would classify that. I just don't think that is fair. But that's just kind of my opinion. So I actually have my first death right here, which this was on me. You know, I got that river buff. I had a ward down, but Chimera was just outside of that range. And if you see here, this is that Gideon ult. You see how much damage it's doing, as well as it's pulling me through that wall. I already used my circle, so I couldn't get out, and if you just see, it was sticking me to the side of that wall. It really feels like a black hole now, way more than it used to, and I think it's a lot more of a viable ultimate. Before, you could just not stun Gideon, just everybody turn around and run. Save your stun for a hero that's actually doing something, and now ADC, or now your stunning heroes like your supports need to focus Gideon when he's using his ultimate. I really like that. It makes Gideon feel like a threat, although typically I don't see a whole lot of great Gideon plays unless you're in a 5-stack. I very rarely see a 3-man Gideon ult when he's, when you're in really a solo lane. If you see here that Wukong, he tried to get me. He is level 9, but I'm Morigesh. I've got way more damage than him. Maybe late game he'll be able to 3-shot me, but right now I have superior damage to him. He is a carry, and you should never go against a level 9 caster if you're a carry, because even if I don't have any card points put in, I'm still going to outdamage you. Carries really strive on that card point, and casters really strive on player level. That's something you just have to realize, and I was able to punish that Wukong for not realizing that. I did just cut out about a minute there. I got a buff, went back to base, put on some cards, came back to mid. Nothing too extravagant. This was a really short game. They end up surrendering here in just a little bit, and I figured I would just leave most of this in, especially since I'm doing a lot of talking about, Paragon and the state of things, and a lot less about actual gameplay. Now, that was very dumb of me right there, but I really wanted to get those... I wanted people to focus on me and get off of Wukong, get off of Decker. I would rather Wukong survive than me survive at this point. Luckily, they were able to run through that jungle, and we ended up turning that around and getting a double kill on both a carry and a jungler. So that was a huge play. Although it was not the smartest play, I am in comms with our Wukong and our Decker. So they I was able to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, deal with it. So we did have good comms right there. And you can see just having good communication with your team changes a really bad and poor decision or a really bad and scary situation into hey, let's turn around and kill the entire team. So we had a great fight right there, and that was really just a positive thing on our part. Now at 19 minutes in, we are, I want to say, 10 to 15 kills ahead of the enemy team. Our team is, and every person on our team is 5 to 10 points ahead of their counterpart on the other team. I believe our carry is actually 11 points ahead of their carry at the end of this game. So we end up heading over to this jungle, and I heard this Chimera over there doing his little jungle thing. I thought I might come get a gank on him. I do have thick blood, and our Wukong and Kwong were right there, so I was thinking maybe I can start the engagement, they can come in behind him, but for whatever reason, FaZe was in the jungle with Chimera and he had green buff, cleaning out a jungle camp. I've misread things, but never really seen FaZe hooked to a Chimera to clean a jungle camp. But hey, no problem. I made a bad choice. Ended up being punished for it. A caster really shouldn't do jungle invades, especially, ever. But it's kind of going to our heads, and they end up surrendering here, shortly, just because there really is no way that they're going to be able to catch us. Like I said, we're 15 points ahead on kills, and everybody's just got so much more farm than them. Unless we're getting a FaZe Chimera combo with green buff, no one's really in danger of dying. Well, this is just before they end up surrendering, and we just dominated this match. It was kind of an unfair matchup. I don't really think that it was team comp. They had a decent team comp. It was really just we were in communications, and we were communicating well. We were playing against at least another 3 stack, just because, you could tell in the drafting when people joined. I'm not exactly sure if they weren't communicating, maybe they were playing just unfamiliar heroes, getting ready for 42. I'm not exactly sure, but we did end up just absolutely dominating here, and that's unfortunate for them. I do end up getting this phase down. I survived that whole Gideon ultimate, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. I figured that Gideon ult would kill me, but it didn't end up killing me. I pick up that phase kill, I get out, and then I actually head back in to help out this Kwong. He ended up getting that kill on Twin Blast before my mark got off, but I don't even think I got the assist for it. And then their Gideon ended up getting out, but we had him fairly low. Now I'm just going to go ahead and back. They're going to take care of Raptors. I'm going to back. I can't really do a whole lot with Raptors. I threw my hive on it. I'm going to spend some cards, come back in lane, and try to push a lane somewhere. And this is where they surrender. Well, if you enjoyed this video, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Let me know if you would like to see more of these gameplay videos. And Would you like to hear live commentary? I'm not very good at that. I don't stream or do Twitch or any of those type of things, but if that's something that you would like to see, I can definitely work on it. Well, again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video.